You can tell by the setup with that guy right there. That is Reverse Retro 1.0. You guys know I did one first tier list with the Reverse Retros of 2.0. I told you I would do 1.0, and we're going to have some fun. Let's go to work. And as always, if you have started hanging out, enjoying all the stuff that we've done on the channel, so glad to have you with us. There is that thing. Definitely hit that like and subscribe, and if you definitely want to continue seeing more of the things that we've been doing. And as I always like to run on here, it's always a lot of different hodgepodge entertainment, whether we're doing food reviews, whether we're doing all the storytelling and everything like that. But definitely hockey content every once in a while. Chuck a like, throw a comment, help the channel, because we're almost getting to 1 year that we've been on this planet. This channel has been has been on the air, and because of you guys, we appreciate you. But I'm decked out, just basically a little bit of a retro. I've got one of the first Orcas of the Canucks. I've got the 1.0 reverse retro, because if you guys did check earlier in the channel, we did our first tier list, and that was the Reverse Retro 2.0 line. We'd have no idea if it's ever going to come back. No idea, because we know Fanatics takes over in the upcoming 2024-25 season. After that, who the heck knows? Adidas owns this right, and we don't know if it's going to go any farther than that, because Fanatics does, in fact, take over. Good news is we found out pretty much that with Fanatics taking over the main warehouse in Canada, there's not going to be a major change with some of the jersey makes. We're going to find that out. You'll find that out at the draft if you get a chance to watch that. But we do appreciate you jumping on, because there's always that mystery of the Reverse Retro 1.0 line that did very well. But I kind of think it was very, very underrated. And the reason being, it was pandemic year. We have 2.5 years of the pandemic. And that year, no fans. So it's no fans. It kind of gradually got into it. In Canada, it was worse because there was no fans. Their restrictions were tighter than ours. So what I'll do is I will do my tier list for the Reverse Retro 1.0 line. And we're going to get situated like we usually do. Kids, this right here, we're going to basically do our best to put our tier list in together. I did the first one, which was the 2.0 line. If you haven't seen that video, go find it. We'll have some fun with that. And now that I'm starting to jump around here and do some tier lists, this is kind of fun. I like doing this kind of stuff, and this is going to push the channel a little bit here and there, because you never know what's going to pop up. But we're going to get started here, and there is going to be a little bit of a difference in this one, because there is no Seattle. So you have to remember, when the 1.0 line came out, Seattle was not in the league yet. So let's just get to work right now. Now, these are not in the abbreviated order, but I'm just going to go right to work. And I'm going to put the Ottawa Senators. Basically, it's a little bit skeptical. I'm going to put the Ottawa Senators up there in A tier, because I like the red. The red was a nice change. It's no different than the black and the white. There's now rumor there's going to be a red third jersey coming up, maybe 2025. But this didn't do bad. I actually don't mind it, and they have history for having red as the primary color, and I did not mind it. It was simple change, and I'll keep it in A tier. I'm going to put the San Jose Sharks. This was a combination of a couple of them from the late 90s, early 2000s, and they decided to do it in the gray. It's not a bad-looking jersey, and it doesn't have one of the Nike feels to it. I mean, it kind of does, but I'm going to put it in C tier. The old logo does stand out with it, and that's what I liked about it as well. It did fairly decent somewhat, but it was a jersey that it did okay. Nothing really to actually go down about there. Excuse me, because I'm going to try to do my best to make this thing look a little bit bigger here. And there we go. Why don't we go to the Nashville Predators here now? Have to kind of put this in B tier, right in the middle. Just for the actual fact, this was the original one, if you remember correctly. If you remember, the original color was in the blue and the sterling silver on the side. I think that was one of my favorite jerseys I've ever owned. It's been obviously over a decade. I don't own it anymore. But when you make the reverse retros, you have to use your current palette, and it was either going to be white or it was going to be yellow. And just seems like Nashville gold, Nashville yellow is not ever going to go out of style for them. It's a nice looking jersey. I really, really liked the silver on the side. I can't complain about that. It was the second one I really wasn't crazy about. I have to put the Rangers Liberty jersey. I did the Ranger blue in A. The darker blues going in A as well. Everybody, Ranger fans always have loved the Liberty head, no question. It's now going to be jumping in here. If you've heard some news recently, um, the Minnesota Wild it was teetering on and off from the Icetics uh, channel off of YouTube. Go check his content and his news out for anything official, because it's pretty much the North Stars colors are coming back full time. And this is going to be one of them. It's probably going to be pretty much simple to what they're using now. Probably going to have the Minnesota State of Hockey patch on it. This is an S tier. It is no question about it. The only difference I would change is just throw the black trim in it. That's the only thing about it, because it was North Stars to the tape. Let's just go. This is kind of weird for me. I'm going to put the St. Louis Blues in the middle. I'm going to put it just because I love the design, have that jersey, and I got that jersey on a cool hockey mystery box, but I did not get this one. And I just wasn't crazy on the red, but it's a good shot to try to throw a reverse retro in there, because it wasn't blue and it wasn't white. They didn't have anything else, but this was a good change. It's probably the one only time that it's the St. Louis Blues, but they're in red. But I'll give them an A. I'll give them a little bit of credit for effort. I will put Blasty in A. And I don't know what the rumors are going right now. Blasty's not coming back. I hear they are for 2024, 2025. But this is now their third jersey as of this moment, which I think should stick around. Calgary's going to be in a major rebuild coming up, but you can never go wrong with Blasty. It'll stay in A tier. Now, this is not going to be difficult. I'm going to put the Islanders ones in D. It's going to be down here because literally, I'm sorry, I know the Islanders are. They didn't even try. They literally didn't even try. It was just a darker tone, and it just did not. I don't think they even tried. They're fortunate they brought the Fisherman back for 2.0. And unfortunately, they're going to get some company because, yeah, that white one, the star design it was a good choice, but it was an all white uniform. It didn't even Dallas Star fans didn't like it. Critics they literally got, I mean, beat down for this. Luckily enough, they had an S tier jersey the second time around. And I'm going to put the Anaheim Ducks. I will put them in B tier because it's a meme jersey with a Wild Wing coming out of the pond. It's without a doubt a meme jersey. The font on it is excellent. It's a cartoon jersey, but it is a relic now. You find this jersey, good luck. If it's not fake or whatever, and if you find a good one, if it's relative, it's going to be between $400 and $1,000. Good luck to you. And keep your eyes open because they will be going to full-time orange, red, and orange, black coming up soon. I have to put Columbus. I get the nod of why they went to this direction, but again, Blue Jackets and you're wearing red. The logo selection is fine. The jersey itself is fine, but you went red. You probably could have gone a little. You had other options to go by, and you went with this one. I would have brought back the Stinger head. I don't know why they just did this. Columbus literally needs to start thinking about what they need to do with their identity coming up. The next one, Toronto. I'm going to see if I can fly through these a little bit. I'm going to put this in C tier. The font is not bad. It's an older font going with the gray. It wasn't anything that really turned anybody on. But it's Toronto. They're famous for having decent jerseys coming out. But nothing crazy. The purple, yes. The other one was the orange. in 2.0. The purple's going in there as well. Anything you find Arizona Coyotes now, relic, collector item, and we have no idea what Alex Morello's going to do. God forbid. Let us move on. Now the Devils, I'll put them in B because it's solid. You brought the green, you brought the green back, and you made it a primary color for this one. I really like to see this as a third, or maybe like a heritage. I really like to see some of that stuff come back, and then I just don't know exactly how that works and what that's going to have. This was a sick. This wasn't a bad jersey. Now I had this one. I had to have this one, and I'll put it in B, just because it was different. It's just, and actually, you know what? It's funny. I own this jersey, and I'm going to actually drop it from B to C. But the only reason I got it is it was different. Not a lot of people liked it, but it just brought back some of the different vibes of it's the striping, the old logo, and you had to use the current palette. So they threw a little bit of that jet blue in there, and gray was okay. I mean, I don't know what other options you have. Now Philly, I'll put them in B. It just brought back one of those older early 2000 jerseys. I think this was supposed to bring back a little bit of that chrome look, but it wasn't bad. A lot of action on the sleeves, but I'll give it in B. I'll be nice to the Philly people. Detroit, it's going in D just because it is the closest thing to a practice jersey, and they never change their jerseys. They really don't. The only times they do is if they have special stadium series, Winter Classic, and they've got a stadium one going to Columbus coming up. But the silver on it is the only major thing on it. Besides that, it's a practice jersey, and I'm sure people will try to find it, just because nobody really liked it. That's simple enough. Now I'm going to put in Montreal. It's this dark blue one. I'll put it in A tier. I think this should be their third jersey. They need a third jersey. Montreal is very simple. But when they had a third jersey and all that, Montreal fans love their stuff. They are relevant. They will always move that one, and even the Expo colors for the second one. This was really, really. I actually think this was one of the nicer ones out there. The Florida Panthers is going in S tier. The cat jumping out that brings back 96 to 2000. You can never go wrong with the leaping cat. The choice of the pattern, very, very well done. They hit big hits with both of their reverse retros. I'm going to put Vegas. I'll put this Vegas one in A tier because I think this should be somewhat of a new third jersey, but they've got their palettes already set with the gold, the white, and the grays now their third. But this was a really, really good standout. You use the secondary logo with the sword and the star, and use that Las Vegas Thunder pattern down on the bottom. Very, very well done. I mean, Vegas might be full of assassins, but their jerseys are on point. This is a no-brainer. Hartford Whaler is going to go to A. Is going to go to the S tier. That's Carolina's vintage, and I think it's better than their second one because it is Whalers colors. And I know it's in gray, but seriously, bring back the whale. Don't be an idiot. Bring back the whale. I don't want to hear this stuff about it's too small of a market. And while you're at it, this might be the best reverse retro of them all. It's the tribute to the Nordiques. Colorado hit a grand slam with this one. They've changed the color pattern. Put it into the Colorado burgundy. That was, if you find this jersey, good. You better not ever sell it. It's probably one of the most highest rated out there. With Edmonton, I will go I'll go B tier. The only change is pretty much the orange shoulders. I mean, nothing majorly changed about that. The lettering, the font, the number pattern was in orange. Not a major change into it. They did actually fairly well with this one. I'm sorry, not trying to be biased, but Pittsburgh will go in S tier. Just simply the fact I said for the first one. For this one right here, it was a debate between that one and the hologram jersey. But when they brought Robo Penguin back for the second time around, it was kind of it was kind of a, what are you going to throw out first? And, this one right here, you can't complain. And the black one's their third. And the black version's their official third jersey, and they will come back one more year. That hologram jersey is my favorite, probably Penguins jersey ever. And who knows if it'll ever come back. But this is going in S tier. I don't care what anyone says. I'll throw Tampa. Actually, I'm going to put Tampa right up there because of the logo. Bringing back the logo, that was the number one piece. Always loved that logo, and I know had a dynasty a little bit, but that logo sets it off for me. And they put it in blue and started bringing back the old pattern from when they first came into the league. Hands down, excellent choice. And, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of S tiers. The red Screaming Eagle for Washington's going in S tier as well. They hit home runs with that one and the black one the second time around. And I'm going to actually put Vancouver in A tier with this one with the gradient. I don't have this jersey. Trying to find, I don't even have I don't even have the original gradient. This right here was just originally one of their road jerseys, and when the third jersey came out, it was the black with the red gradient, and this one right here is the tribute to that one. So hard to find that one. With Boston, nothing crazy about it. They went to yellow. They went to the yellow jersey. The old badge, it's nothing crazy. It'll go in C tier, but actually, you know what? I'm going to be cool about this one. It's going to go in B. Because it's Boston. Boston loves their stuff. Doesn't matter what their jerseys are. They could be all complete off. It could be the Pooh Bear, the Meth Bear. Doesn't matter. They have always loved their stuff. The Kings. They're bringing back the old logo, touching up a little bit. S tier, without a question. There's a handful of teams that hit home runs in both of their reverse retros, and LA was one of them. This might be one of them right up there. This might be right up there with the Hartford and with the Nordiques. No question about it. I'm going to put Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo had an all-white uniform. It's going to go to B tier. The Swords brings back that red jersey and the nameplate on the bottom. And that was that red jersey that just threw it into white. It was either going to be white or blue or gold. And they did it in white, and it was a wall white uniform. That's probably why I put it in B. And just because you went to that logo, I'll give you a little bit of credit. I kept it in B. So, in a way, the first line of the reverse retro line was pretty darn cool. It really was. I mean, and I said this before. I do this thing 10, 15, an hour later. It will probably be different. And the one thing I do have an itch about, as I'll shut the bar down here, is simply to the point I really wish they would bring these back because it was a pandemic year. Not a lot of people saw these, and not a lot of people could ever go to an arena and see these teams wearing these. So, Fanatics, if they're listening, you might want to consider this down the road. I know you got options and you're hearing from all 32 teams, maybe 33, 30, 34, 36 in the next handful of years. Who knows? But these jerseys here were pretty dope. I'm not going to lie to you. Bring these back. Find a way to bring them back, even if it's for one game. And I know you have contract stuff with Fanatics and everything like that. People miss these jerseys. They're hard to find. These may be tougher to find than any of the other ones. And you think the 2.0 line was tough to find. So, in a way, how do you want to rate yours? What was your favorite reverse retro of the first one? It's tough to ask because it was a pandemic year. We're getting over the pandemic. We're slowly getting over it. And now, back to reality, people are trying to find all those types of jerseys and all that. If you're a hard collector, it's definitely a piece that you want to keep around and be like, hey, what was this one? Oh, that was the pandemic year. That was a reverse retro. It was a pandemic year. So I wish they brought these back. Fanatics, you got some work to do. You need to start listening to the people. Listen to the people. Listen to the fans. Listen to jersey content people. Find a way to get those back. You know the 2.0 line did really well. I'm telling you right now, find the ones. Talk with everybody and do what you need to do. While you're at it, whichever side there is, find that like, subscribe, throw a comment in. Which one was your favorite? Because this is fun. I told you I was going to do a 1.0, and I just did that. And I appreciate you hanging out for it. And we will do something like this down the road. Until then, the bar is closed. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. It was great to have you with us here. You came to the end of this video, and I appreciate you. before you leave,
Hey,
hit that
Erica,
subscribe button
did
so I can
subscription
definitely
go up?
see you
When your
back
questions
here
about life turn into
in the
questions
next
about
one.
money, there's Erica, the
And yes,
virtual
indeed,
financial
the bar
assistant
is
to help you
closed.
spend